Good evening, members of the board. So I did see on the agenda that you will be presenting some information about the Wi-Fi test that you did at my child's school yesterday afternoon. I wanted to make it clear that I emailed Dr. Sheehan questions regarding this report, and I haven't heard back from you, sir. So for the rest of the board's benefit, I'd like to repeat the questions about your information coming up. I asked for a copy of the guidelines of this report. I asked if we could have our researchers and doctors weigh in on the submissions of this report. I asked what criteria have been set down to avoid bias and information and facts. I asked if industrial sellers of the Wi-Fi technology were allowed to produce deliverables. I asked if there was a legal risk management team monitoring the ethics of information providers. And I have not heard anything back from you. So I asked all those questions, sir, because in the email you sent me a few weeks ago, you mentioned Wi-Fi is well established and safe, which to me was a remarkable statement to make. And you did this before you even mentioned the meeting about the testing the Wi-Fi levels in the classrooms. So hopefully your presentation will address my questions and assertion of possible bias in your upcoming report. Either way, I look forward to hearing it. I flew up to San Francisco last Monday to attend the Commonwealth Club of California's roundtable meeting of experts and leaders in the fields of epidemiology, embryology, and neurology, where they covered many different topics surrounding wireless public health policy, from right-to-know labeling of wireless devices to new studies showing harmful effects from wireless radiation on healthy sperm of adult men, to the irresponsible industry marketing targeting children, showing the children making body contact with the wireless tablets and cell phones, when the safety device manuals of those devices warn against doing that. Afterwards, at the press conference, I was able to speak directly with Frank Clegg, who is the former president of Microsoft Canada. I spoke with Dr. Deborah Davis, who is a Nobel Peace Prize winner, who is a former White House health advisor and founding director for the Board of Environmental Studies and Toxicology of the National Academy of Sciences. And I spoke with Dr. Joel Moskowitz, who is the director of the Center for Family and Community Health in the School of Public Health at the University of California, Berkeley. These experts all agreed that Wi-Fi absolutely does not belong in our schools due to what is not known about the potential health risks to children. They were appalled at this school policy and the speed at which it's being rolled out, with virtually no safety regulations or provisions in place to protect children. Not to mention, Wi-Fi is simply not necessary for their education. Now, why I'm relaying this information to you is because there's this perception that the only people who care about this are a few overprotective, paranoid parents, conspiracy theorists, whatever you call people like that have questions, that are concerned with things that go against your path. That's simply not true. Most parents actually trust that their elected representatives would make them aware of health risks to their children. Not informing parents of carcinogens in their children's classrooms is a dangerous precedent that damages your credibility as school board members. Your silence leading up to this point damages your credibility as school board members. And God forbid there's a spike of any adverse health effects from this unnecessary blanketing of Wi-Fi in our schools. I guarantee your advisors who've managed to steal every one of your moral compasses, silenced your own voices and parental good common sense, and have collectively gagged you all this whole time, will treat you all with the silence you've been treating parents who care about this with this whole time. Because like you, they'll suddenly be most concerned with their own accountability and their jobs over the health of our children. Now, when it comes to our children's health and school policy, it's essential to err on the side of preventing harm rather than proving danger. And rather than debating whether there's definitive proof of harm, the question should be, is there sufficient evidence to consider that precaution is needed? And I've provided you with more than enough sufficient evidence to consider from our first meeting alone, of which I've never heard back from any one of you, which is unfortunate. The BioInitiative 2012 report alone gives you plenty to consider. Thank you.